Hi guys, it's the Forgetful Scholar and let's chat about books. So this week is Adorable Orc and Lies. Okay. You know what? Last week I actually missed filming and stuff. Oh, I got a little lipstick. Anyway, forgive my smudged lipstick. Anyway, last week I missed filming, but I made the right decision. There was no way. I feel like I've been running around like a chicken without a head since like day before Christmas Eve till now. So, and I hope you guys had a great holiday and I hope 2023 is a good year. So, the first book I'm going to talk about is The Orc from the Office, Claws and Cubicles, Book 2 by Kate Perot. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. So that's a fun cover, right? Okay, so this is a contemporary, I guess, because it feels like it's contemporary. Paranormal monster. Yeah, contemporary paranormal monster, FM. So, the main female hero is Janice, and we saw her from the first book. She's Lily's friend from HR. Sorry, that still gets me. HR in Evil Incorporated. That's the company. Run by the Lynch King and stuff like that. So, it's the first book, Laugh, Love, Lynch, had me laughing hysterically the whole thing, and this one pretty close to it. I will give this one 4 stars. So Janice is the human from HR, and the orc, his name is Kent, Khent, and he works in the IT department. And he has glasses, and he's really, really shy. He's pretty adorable, and he's really, really shy, and his own words are he's apparently conflict avoidant. He's super cute. And the thing, it reminded me of Clark Kent. Not, you know how Superman is Superman and Clark Kent, and when he's in the Daily Planet, he kind of turns the dial up on his awkwardness, on his shyness, on his geekiness, so no one would think he's Superman. So this is what Kent made me think of the whole time, was the dorky Clark Kent character, and with the glasses and everything, and it was very cute. And reading it, getting into it, I wasn't sure I would like Janice, because in the first book, Janice seemed very like cold, calm, but also judgmental of her friend Lily. In this, we're in Janice's head, and boy, is the girl a neurotic mess, but like in a really likable way. I liked her, and I wasn't sure I was going to like her going into this, because we find out why she's so judgmental about workplace relationships, and boy, does she have a scar from that. Horrible ex-boyfriend from a workplace, from her old job and everything like that. So I get why she's like that, right? So this starts off, Janice and Kent have a chance meeting in the filing room. She can't get a file open. So he offers to help in a very like can't meet her eyes, looking at his shoes, like oh shucks kind of way that I was like, aw. You know, so they work on the filing cabinet, and accidentally, because Janice doesn't know about orc culture, she begins a mate bonding between her and this stranger Kent, who before he comes in fully into the room, she thinks he's attractive. So I'm happy that my dog's scratching at the carpet again, which he's not supposed to do. Anyway, because if they didn't, it would seem kind of like the bond made the attraction instead. So I will say this author, I like the pacing of this. This is the first book was a novella, like 80 pages. And this one is 150 about. And I like the pacing of it. The third act conflict was completely self-imposed. And normally that drives me nuts. But here's the thing. I didn't mind this one. Like when it happened, I was like, oh man. But the thing is, the author made Janice self-aware enough to know that she effed up. That she let her past trauma influence her relationship with Kent. And the thing that I really, really liked about this is that she felt horrible for hurting Kent. Because so many times when one of the characters, male or female, because I've read many books for both, when they do a self-inflicted third act conflict, most of the time they're like, I know what's best for the other person because I'm not good enough. And there's not really any like guilt or thought to how they hurt the other person. And that always kind of struck me as a little self-centered, but I'm also like, well, it's a book. These aren't real people. So, you know, it's okay, whatever, you know, it's not annoying enough for me not to enjoy the overall book, but it's one of those things that kind of like, man, okay, well, whatever, that you choose to willfully ignore in a book that otherwise you enjoy, you know? So in this, Janice is self-aware enough to know that she messed up, that it was self-imposed, and that she feels so guilty for hurting Kent. And that's why the self-inflicted third act conflict wasn't one of those things that like, oh man, okay, I'm enjoying the rest of the book, so I'll just ignore it. No, this was good. You know what I mean? And I like the pace of the book. This author's really good with dialogue. And some parts of this made me laugh so hard. Because there's one point where they get pulled into monster resources. And they have to watch a training video on orc bonding. And like the assistant had from one of the people from Monster Resources had to like dive in to the archives and pull out a VHS. Now, if you don't know what a VHS is, actually, I have no way to describe it to you. But it's the predecessor to DVDs. So if you want to know what they look like and stuff, probably Google will be a better explanation. Because it's just like like this big black, you know, rectangle with film, actual film in it that played movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know how to explain it. All right. Anyway, so go me. Anyway, so that had me laughing because if you ever worked for a corporation, whether it's for retail or like you know, like an office job, those employee freaking training videos, holy moly. And like, they're not bad enough that they're entertaining. Like the leaked ones from like McDonald's and Burger King, at least those are like, I don't know, so bad they're entertaining. But the ones I've seen didn't even have the courtesy to be bad enough to make me laugh. So they're just like, your brain just dribbles out of your ears, you know what I mean? So that was the first book this week. 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying this author. I kind of can't wait to like the next book, and I hope it's with the, I mean, I think it's probably with the Monster Resources person, Gwen, because she had her own little snippet extra page, you know, from her POV in it. And through this book, it's all Janice's POV, which is fine. I would have liked Kent, but the author did a good job of showing us Kent, you know? Because, like, again, he's very conflict avoidant. He's very shy. He doesn't like to, you know, he doesn't really look strangers in the eyes, things like that. But when he's alone with Janice, he just seems like the author did a really good job of showing subtly that feels like he goes a little out of his shell, maybe more confident in himself. Like, his character doesn't change, but he's comfortable enough around Janice where he can look her in the eye and talk to her like a person. So I did really enjoy that little bit of characterization being shown. You know what I mean? Not told, shown through Janice's eyes. So I like that. So it seems like maybe, hopefully the third one is going to be Gwen from the Human Resources. Again, I mean, Evil Inc., Evil Incorporated, HR, Monster Resources. Like, it's just probably because I'm like a crone and everything, and I've done corporate jobs, you know? So this stuff, it tickles me. It makes me laugh so hard. I get it. I'm probably a weirdo in that. That's fine. I'm used to being the weirdo. So the second book, again, this was about 150 pages, and it's from an author we love on this channel, Jordan L. Hawk. Yes, Jordan L. Hawk, we adore you. and it's Dangerous Spirits. And this is a sequel to, I forget what it was called. But look how pretty that cover is, right? But I forget what it was called. It was like, stand by, let me look it up. Come on, Kindle. Oh, I haven't read Journal Hawk for a bit. The shame of it. Restless Spirits. That took way too long, and I apologize. So, this is a continuation from Restless Spirits, and the main character is Henry. Remember Henry? You know, this is an historical paranormal romance, and Henry is very much an inventor, a tinker, and in this world, spiritualism, like people believe in ghosts and things like that. You know, it's part of, this is the world law. And Henry is trying to make these inventions to basically, for a person to be a medium without a medium, because turns out when he was a teen, a medium stole all his mother's, who was recently widowed, all her money through, you know, con artistry, and, you know, stole, like, basically betrayed Henry, like, because they were in a relationship, so destroyed Henry as well. And he took in his Joe, who I really love, who's like a 16-year-old cousin who's half black, and he took her in without a second thought, and he adores her. He's very big brothery to her, and I really, really loved it. You know, I really love that. And everyone's always like, oh, I'm surprised he introduces her as a cousin. Because, you know, England. I'm not England. This isn't England. But I assume this is in America. I don't actually remember if it says. I don't think so. Anyway, so this is, you know, 1900s. You know what I mean? Which sucks, but that's part of the history, and we can't ignore it, you know? And Vincent Knight, who is a Native American medium who's really powerful, and his partner in the business, and basically sister, a transgender woman named Lizzie.
And there's just this one little part, so I froze it, and not the best moment, but I just forgot to say that Lizzie's character, I love her, and I love how she doesn't let Vincent get away with hypocrisy and stuff, and I would love to read a book about her getting her happy ever after. That's it. Back to the video. Thanks.
So in this one, it's after the events of the first book. This is a 5-star for me. I really loved it. So Lizzie, Vincent, and Henry and Joe all go into business with each other in, I think they're in Baltimore now. You don't really stay in Baltimore long. And I just liked how, you know, the friendship evolved between Henry and Lizzie, because there was some conflict in the first book between them. I like, you know, you get a little piece of Vincent and Henry's romance in the beginning. In the beginning, it really just puts you in, and it gives you this kind of like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And not in action kind of way, but in an emotional kind of way. Because right off the bat, Henry lies to Vincent about the big paranormal, bigwig society taking in his inventions and thinking he's wonderful. They actually thought he was a quack. And I was kind of surprised, because I remember in the first book, Henry was all about truth and transparency. So when he lies in that moment, I was like, whoa, that's kind of big for Henry to do that, you know? But you're in Henry's POV for this part, and I was happy you were, because you really got like his emotional turmoil that led to it. You know what I mean? And it was really, really good. So they end up going to this small town called Devil's Walk. I wouldn't live in a small town called Devil's Walk, but that's just me, you know. Because there's a witch, a spirit of a witch that's killing people, and Vincent and Lizzie's old mentor, that was sort of their foster father, his friend, Sebastian? I don't remember his name. He's an asshole. He needs their help. So, and the thing is, reading it, I picked up on the red warning signs about their mentor's friend from the beginning, just because, you know, through life, I've had occasion to, you know, interact with people that are you know, manipulative and stuff like that. So right away I was like, "Meh, warning sign, you know." But that's because I have unfortunately ran into people that tried to manipulate me once or twice. So I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Um, the descriptions of the ghost, so ghoulish. It was wonderful. Again, I love this world where it combines like the beginning of the Industrial Revolution and science in the early 1900s and the spiritualism that's just like the way things are instead of just like a hokey, you know, hoax like most people thought. And it just kind of collides them together. And it's so, the descriptions are so fun and it's such a crazy ride. And the thing is, with books that are even a little scary, I get like really scared because my brain's like, oh, you think that's scary? Let's turn that up a notch. But like scary movies, one little thing that takes me out of it. And I think I always thought it was because maybe I'm dyslexic. So when I'm reading, I'm really focused in. And then when I'm watching a movie, most of the time, I'm not 100% focused in that world. So maybe that's why. But anyway, I digress. Sorry. I've been talking to you guys in like a week. So sorry. And the thing about Jordan L. Hawk that I fucking love. Probably gonna be dinged for that word. So like, the thing I love about Jordan L. Hawk that I absolutely love is that they make these huge paranormal magical worlds with like eldritch gods, with huge demonic spirits and all these kind of things. But the main characters are so grounded in real emotion and they feel so genuine. Like this author can capture just a heartbreaking real person so well. And it's always thrown in these backdrops of these huge, dramatic, crazy world. And I can't get enough. They are so good with characters. Fan-freaking-tastic, you know? And I'm just like, how is this person not on the bestsellers list? How is this person not, you know, why is Netflix not calling this person? They're amazing, you know? And, you know, when I think that, I'm also like, oh, I don't want to know the answer because I'm just going to get pissed off of the injustice of it all. But amazing. If you like historical romances, you know, that are just crazy, but with these just heartbreaking main characters that you just adore and they have such substance to them, give Jordan L. Hawk a try. Even if you haven't read MM and you just like FM, give them a try. You could always skip through the love scenes if that makes you if you're not into that, you know what I mean? But just because for me, romance, it doesn't matter if it's FM, FF, or MM. Like, I just like the romance of it. I want to care about these characters and I want them to have a happily ever after. And I don't care what gender the combination is. You know, I guess I'm just a big old romantic that way. I don't know. Which is weird. I would never have characterized myself like that. Like ever. But there you go. And I'm still trying to find a good FF writer that I like. You know, it's, I don't know, that genre's not as big. Or I haven't. So if you have a suggestion, please let me know. I would love to check it out. Because again, for me, it's about the personalities and then me caring about them and then finding happily ever after. That's all I care about. Well, and good writing. And this writer's amazing. I'm done with my tangent. I guess this is what happens when I skip a week. I just ramble incessantly at you. I apologize. Okay, I don't want to, but it's time for me to get back to the real world. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.